Good morning to everyone, to all my students and all the viewers. So today we are going to start our new a poem, the geography lesson. So actually, it's not that normally geography lesson that we are going to teach in our schools. Okay, this is a particular. It's quite different. So in this poem, geography lesson, the poet describes the scene of the city and the country from an aeroplane flying high. Okay, so the poet, as he is imagining himself flying high above the sky in an aeroplane, so he's seeing downside. Okay, and seeing downside, he can see so many building structures and this sea and all the things. So from that point of view, he is trying to describe in this poem. So you can see clearly how he has experienced from seeing above the sky, how it looks like. So here in this poem, the poet describes all the things. So it was written by Mr. Zulfikar Ghosh. Zulfikar Ghosh is an American Pakistani origin poet, essayist and novelist. Okay, so ta nganzo turing geography lesson la de nganzo labya ro geography lesson la dokala namgyu nganzo apta la geography lobs and tiki dwa ho di thia mare di nanglo la nganzo geography la dugala khari labgyo la na ani ta khora nam gang la poet nam dam du gang du ro wa du gala khorangi ani wala ta dugala thongnang khande do thonggu du ro an pe no cho din zo da nang din zo da ta ga na singi sa je ge cha da din zo khora thongnang khande thonggu du namgyu ko sala ko thongdong de digi orte ina namdu gale namne indes ni wala ta du gala khorang thongnang khande ju thonggu du andila so so ge thongnang khande ji le so dinang lo la shipta ya ko sin kiran do la ani sungu ro wa o din de ta nga tu lob se ma go chu din de wa changme ya bo sin ni ro na. So can you imagine what your city would look like if you saw it from 10,000 feet above the ground? So it is clearly mentioned here. So can you imagine yourself, okay, how your city would look like, if you, can you imagine what your city would look like if you saw from 10,000 feet above the ground? Wow. Neatly planned and perfect in proportion like a geometric design. Wow. Ani kena ta tangbola imagine lana sozo ge choba da sozo ge nyongchor chetugu yowes ani what your krangi ani desa gyasa jior wa city di would look like thona khande thong res kesi kyora so thongwa ina 10,000 feet la ro 10,000 remare 10,000 feet above sun ani thoje minde 10,000 feet namni yowa ina ani khande ju thong re di kra nyongchor chetugu yowes ani tha thongnang khande thong re lana neatly planned permissive chashi yakpo da ningjemo chini digyo ro and perfect lan takta yakpo proportion ladugala ko khallagyo and cha yakpo chini minde ta tamjo din de ro proportion and khande nang si proportion khande nang si lana like a geometric design ro ngado geometry ro geometry ngado scale da idetion ngado thick je thengi wa kojanal and ta che takta thengi do re mare o din nang singi your dollar ani it would strike la dugala khrala ani samlo la ani leyungre la jorwa khari leyungre la wa ina as something very different hajangi chik minda wado chik from what is actually is ngoma khrangi khari somebody di maim bache and samlo sawado jungres while khadulana while cup plus you are in the thick of it oh digala ledu saja digala ledu mado ani khrangi oh one ji khaga resha sambe ke samlo la chik so now in the introductory part, he is trying to tell you that can you imagine yourself flying above 10,000 feet above the ground, right? So neatly planned, he can see all the cities, all the seas, all the roads neatly planned, right? And perfect, accurate in proportion like a geometric design. As you all we know, the students, we have we have taught or we have studied about geometric, right? You know all the design. It is very perfect, accurate, right? Like that only. You can see all the sea bodies and all the roads, all the building structures like neatly planned or perfect like a geometric design. So it would strike you means what? It will some kind of a idea or some kind of a new logic, you know, it will come arise in your mind if you go in the thick of it. When you see far from here, then it looks quite different. When you go inside, you know, inside it, you will see quite different from rather than seeing from the far side. So it will come like that. So here is a poet's description. Din nanglo poet yorowa nyenzombagi description lawaina deshe yores of just such a view of the city. Ani gyasa gita view la na thona jorwa odin nanglo la nyenzombagi deshe gyapsha yores and some questions and thiwa khashejik that come to his mind. Wa and din na samlo la soja ke lebe nanglo la ota thiwa khari khari yungre o dende chik din nanglo la le wa. So here are some poet's description by seeing all the overview of the city and what question arises in his mind. That will come to know in this, the remaining part of the poem. So when the jet sprang into the sky, right? So what do you mean by sprang? The sprang means took off. When the aeroplane, it's in on the airport, right? So when he took off, took off, sprang lana chimba, namla put chimbas. So when the jet sprang into the sky, okay, the jet takes off, then it was clear. So it was quite clear that why the city had developed the way it had. And jet la namdu dirwa, and namla intention to put gala. It was clear lana hajangi tangma race kharichini gyasa le jorwa. And he had developed lana yargechi race the way it had lana thanda bodoko chindu yorwa yargedi kharichini chensha di kyorangi tangma tangya ha hugu race. So seeing it scaled 6 inches to the mile. So you can see seeing lan tadu gala nganzo namgyu mile lawai na kuta kilometer le kota chunga rete ina yang tharingbo yorwa in the dudugala namne tadugala mile ringbo di yang hariyore ani color scale 6 inches doji thongi yore ngajorwa thongi yores. So there seemed an inevitability lana o dinde doji nganzogi your top make your the unavoidable, right? We can't clearly unavoid this nganzogi avoid cheto ya para yo mare la the inevitable lana that cannot be avoided. It's quite certain. Race about what on ground had looked haphazard. Anik sala ledugala khande dojigre look haphazard ledugala without plan or order. Chik chashi mekyota phangrim tuk dige dojidwa in the dojo race. Khadu khawa in the yor ledugala sala ledugala langa changma yama tugyota. And Quran to chashi dead penna dela you get do dela make you do page you get do dela make you do in the do chick korim took dig do chick and so gisala dev kabla and in this such as sajegi chakta da taga dancing sama chashi career yama took dig you do the and pangrim yapa make you do tongu reeler about what on ground had look haphazard later any unplanned and without stride. And unplanned and chashi megyo and style or the style megyo doji. And when the jet sprang into the sky, jet di namla purni in the dudugabla tangazogit tonang namni in the tongyo lamar danga sawala dudugala in the doors tongu de inaya namla duduko kaka tongyo waller. So when the jet reached 10,000 feet larwa. So when jet reached 10,000 feet, 10,000 feet namla yudugala, it was clear. It was quite clear why the country why the country had cities where the rivers ran. And cities where the rivers ran. Yukchu da into Kodosa Giorwa. Yukchu Gera rivers. Kawayana, what the land Gasa did the Kajin Chadiores. Why the country had cities where the rivers ran. So, and why the valleys were populated. And valleys ladung and the Lungshong Lagadua, Ripara line, Saja and the Tistomba Dosdua. Oh, Dinzola, and populated and Mitsama Indian it. They Kharjin Reves Larwa. Why the valleys were populated? Sangma Kharjin Dedigio Res valleys Gangla. And the logic of geography, logic Lamina Gumze. The reason behind your action. Lega Chevigala de la Gumze Samutan Lega Chigre Madogi. Without any reason we can't do any work. We Nazo Che to Marwa, Chevine Yabo Yungio Mare. So logic Ladugala de la Ganzokalagre Gumze, the reason Remare. Tadin Nikala. The logic of geography, the geography gumzendi, karire ladugala that land and water attracted man larwa. Anzola land yorwa sacha. Tagana shingi kariyore anzola water yorwa. What digi kachigir attracted means what? Sozola semba chaya do yorwa. Remare sula semba chagyor. Saja da chula sugi semba chagyor. Man migi semba chagyorwa. O dingazo. Geography career logic real and when the jet reached and was clearly delineated oh dinja sangma ngazogi clearly na sangma sangya ngazogi delineated lana shown lana ngaz ten de yores rwa lang sangma sangya nam le tawai na chu yosa da lungsho yosa la mi cha de gyo rwa dinja career generally ngaz sangma sangya ha hu gyo re ten de yorel so when the jet rose 6 miles higher, one jet langi di namdu di mile khajore thoje thuksla phurde dugala it was clear sangma changya reshas the earth was round ra jamling di gogoji reshas and it had more sea than land and di nanglo la jamling lang di nanglo la khariore in the gogodoji race ra it's quite circle or it's quite ra round in shape and din anglo la khariore it had more sea than land nganzo ge sajata chugi nganzo comparison do chewa yina and chole this chule di sacha le manga resha alar rwa din de reshas o di korangi thoje mile gangla in the dodu gala thonggu yore lar ani but it ta dinjo changma korangi namne in the thonggu yorwa anta yinaya but le yorata but la dugala nganzo ge kala this paradoxical keja do shigi oro keja thade do jik loga do jik ima shigi oro inaya o dinjo thonggu yor des ta dela ngajo turning point ligre ro sangma inding jebo thonggu do pe sala dedugala saja dinjo chashi matigyo saja khawakasa dela yogyo do dela megyo do thonggu do remare ani saja chuda daga nashingi khallagore valleys la mi mangbo se khallagore cha deshas la ni dinga jo changma namne thongyore ta di maim but turning point ta dinanglo la le di kharire lana but it was difficult to understand khorang gi namne poet gi saja gi chakdan da daga nashin gi ning jele da kharijin chungim ba khorang gi sewa segya dinanglo tyenyor wa yiba ineya but it was difficult to understand ta khorang la di changma go chugiyor ta shep chala chi khorang che go chugiyor mar Karire ladugala that the man, me like yorwa, the human being, that the man on the earth found larwa, man on the earth found, zamling la me like the yorwas, odi karichini, causes lani gyumze karichini to hate each other wa, chikchila susuke takdo cheyagi, kien di karires ra, anu dinang to build, anu kuranzo kariyore, build walls. Koran gita nang de ngazu de so saja jik simni de yore tagana sing de la tikba gya sha ran phaju de la koran mi shem nang ji yorwa odi walls kharijin tikba khajin gya yores rwa and to kill and ngazu tik le segi yorwa ra ta tingza nga ta ngazu de kiwu chin de igi lab de yore kiran igi jang de yore shala and phageta lungba shamba da di nang sing thanda tuje tha da la mi mangbo ji yan se de yorwa odi de khajin yumgu yores and from that height oh nam thoche dinde gane dinzo thanda labyo dinzo it was not clear oh dinzo thanda yang ha hu mindus kimje khari chin res rwa oh di dinde do chik tier So all in all, in this poem, the gist of the poem is that we all should live in peace. We should not hate each other. We should all live in peace. It's quite realistic, but that should not be done. Also, if there is no reason to fight against, why we should, if there is no reason to fight against each other, so we should not spread hatred and jealousy towards each other, right? So all in all, the point he is trying to say is that he can see all the things from 10,000 feet. It's quite clearly shown why the valleys are populated, why the land and sea attracted man, right? Why the cities are not unplanned. He has clearly explained all these things. But in the contrary, in the opposite, what is trying to convey you, he's trying to convey a message that we all should live in peace. Okay, that's it. And din anglo la Zulfikar goes. Oh, so I hope that you might have understand my geographic lesson poem. So now I will try to explain all the assignments related to this geography lesson. Inevitable, it's quite, I have explained here. Walking with the poem. Now I'll go with the walking with the poem. Okay. Find 3 or 4 phrases in stanzas 1 and 2 which are likely to occur in geography lesson. Manzogi geography lesson di nanglo la kananzo kharere ani stanza ro color phrases sum yang mena chi chegore stanza thangbo di nanglo las, and 2 ni roa which are likely to occur in geography lesson. Geography gi ngazo lobsen ngoma jorwa di nanglo labe di tara ngazo di poem nanglo le yo stanza phrases karo ni nyungdala sum mangdala ani kana cheni tigore lar ani number ni wa de la seen from the window of an aeroplane larwa ani seen from the window of an aeroplane gi ani gigune ende chene mata du galas. The city langedi appears thongdugala khande thongbiore. What there are options. There are some given options. You can choose one. Okay, as haphazard as a ground river, as neat as a map river, as developed as necessary. Rwa ani ngaranzogi aeroplane ne kyune tadugala anzogi gyasa thongdugala khande thongbiore. Rwa o dikranzo option sum nanglo ne chik damyar ani mark the right answer ladwa ani lane takta dila khinanzo dikshwalar. Number sumba dila, which of the following statements are examples of logic of geography lar ani shamgi statements that teshayro walarwa. The statements are examples of logic of geography. Geography gi logic yorwa o di wala shamla tige example khaje jiro dinang khagire lar. There are cities where there are rivers larwa ani khawala gyukchu yo bayina and delanganzo gi gyasa cha de yores ho di rivers. Number niwa de la cities appear, cities langi de yongi yores as they are not from 6 miles above the ground. Ani Quran zu khari yore miles minde thoje ani khalore 6 miles le yo mares above the ground ra odi injang rivers. It is easy to understand why the valleys are populated. Rock. The lela watch in the go to race valleys langi the Karjini populated and mi mangbo waler. Number Shiva de la, it is difficult to understand. Ding also go to a carbo reshas, human life dinzogi, migada, and mitik chila se the Karjini race, ding also go to a carbo reshas. Number Nawa de la, earth is round, zamling langi the gogo race, and it has more sea than land. And ding anglola. And sajale ngazo gi tiwai na chodi mangres o din de jirwa din nanglo ne ta kiran chik logic of geography din nanglo ne khagi digi lagidu o dikran gi chwa damga jirwa Number 4 dila mention two things that are ani kiran jo lab goya re chala ni odin jo yimba ani clear from the height or not clear from the height ta kirangi nam thoje gang ne dodu gala kirangi wala khari thagri thongyo wa odi jik thiare nam those gang ne khari thong thugu mindu odi kiran jo odi thiare ro o dangrang re adung ngajo lob chen ro I've tried to explain as much as I can to you all in this chapter, right? If you don't know anything, please try to message me, okay? Okay, Annie, thank you so much for your time and have a great day.